Top story tonight. Liam the music reviewer is dead. Dead handsome, that is. Which makes it all the more sad that he was hit by a runaway truck full of explosives. Before we tell you to check out his playlist in the description with his favourite 2021 songs and tell us what you make of the albums he's about to discuss, here's the last video Liam made before he met his tragic fate. Back when I reviewed Schlagenheim, Black Money's debut album, I gave it the glowing compliment that it sounded like what I would imagine Ed, and Eddie would create if they were to form their own band, and I'm happy to report that the cartoony, erratic and intimidating mood of their debut album is still present on their sophomore release Cavalcade, though with the added personality and embellishments. It reminds me more so of a Cartoon Network show like Chowder or Flapjack. Again, a very glowing compliment. Now, if Black Knight's next release could be like a double LP with a really heavy narrative, I've got an Adventure Time comparison that I want to fall out, so make it snappy, please.
Just can't explain what I feel when I'm around you, baby. Can't understand what I feel when I'm around you, baby.
The thing with Burial EPs is that if one doesn't do it for you, you find it to be kind of clunky and unfocused, then you don't have to really wait all that long for another one to show up that satisfies you a lot more. And that's supposed to be a watch.
The words stuck in my head. They say I wish you were here to stay.
Now that summer is finally upon us, I can't thank Camp Trash enough for providing me with an EP that I can happily play while hanging out with my friends, as well as soundtracking my weekly breakdown too.
Cool girl, I'll be different, I'll be quiet, I'll be easy.
Dodie does what most YouTubers can't: make the music good. Unpopular opinion, but I feel like more musicians should try and make the music good rather than bad. I'm a real big fan of songs like When, where that mid-20s hazy anxiety is just backed up with some wonderful, lush instrumentation. Good job. If you're a fan of bands like Glass Beach, but you've always wondered, what would this sound like if it was played out of a Game Boy Advance speaker, then Hey I Love You have definitely cornered the market for this niche. It's a testament to the quality of the writing that through all the distortion and compression, some juicy hooks and lovely melodies make their way through.
Be sweet to me, baby. I wanna believe in you, I wanna believe.
Admittedly, I still need to check out the rest of their catalogue, but between this and Soft Suds from Another Planet, man, I'm investing in Jubilee. It's just so rich and pleasant. It just makes too much sense that the first New Music Friday of the summer ended up with an album that is so quintessentially summer. We don't really get a great summer up where I live, though today is definitely an exception to the rule, but man, I'll happily chuck out my vitamin D prescription in favour of looping this album. Also, to every reviewer who thinks of using the line, oh, I'd happily eat this for Japanese breakfast, lunch and dinner, you owe me 10 grand.
Let's work. Hey.
Eye-rolling lyrics, and the best song being a half-arsed remake of one of your featured guests' best hits. The Off-Season, more like... no comment. This Naked Flames album follows all the important S rules for making a great techno album. It's simple, it's somewhat sentimental, and last but not least, Smash Brothers. They use the Smash Brothers character selection menu confirmation sound, and it and the song it features on is just a major serotonin boost.
Do you get deja vu?
You know what? I enjoyed this Olivia Rodrigo album much more than I was expecting to. Granted, I wish it did more of its central theme, but as a central theme and the fun that arises from it, definitely worth it, definitely worth it. Though I'll ask you this, do you know why a song like Good For You or Deja Vu or Driver's License sounds as good as it does? Well, I'll tell you. when the BPM harmonizes with the rhythm and the production gets cacophonous. I'll get back to you.
Do you know what I'm about to tell you? I miss all the days that we were spending candy, watching TV in the bed.
For centuries, scientists have been trying to figure out what makes an album truly great. Is it the lyrics? Is it the production? Nah. Just put a Malcolm in the Middle sample on there. At the very worst, your album will be pretty good. Though I will say some adrenaline pumping performances and a runtime that nears an hour but feels like half of that does greatly contribute to the quality of this project. It is a fun old time.
I can keep on blaming her. You keep on the back on her behaviour.
For the past few weeks, this EP has been as much of a part of my morning routine as scrolling through social media, drinking my morning coffee, and being crippled with anxiety. I'm sure none of that is related, but this EP is just utterly charming. The way it harks back to movements like Vaporwave and Future Bass, and handles it all with such care as well as playfulness. Just do not let this one pass you by.
Losing my flow and my memories are so unnatural. I am my own narrator.
As much as I would have liked to have been lukewarm on this album just so I could have said, oh, I guess this is a damp squid, considering just how absolutely busy this year has been for what we'll call post-Brexit, post-punk, Squid still managed to stand out thanks to their esoteric stylings that just I have not got bored of after listening to this album multiple times. They really do stand out so much in their... Carby, what's another word for field?
A synonym for a field is pitch.
Cheers, mate.
Lost my job, my wife and child. Homie just sued me.
I could go into detail about how sonically flaccid and often benign in a lyrical department this new 21 Pilots project is, or I could just play this clip.
Really think we should put on something else?
You got it. Coming up, we got a brand new single from 21 Pilots.
Ooh, back to the podcast.
A refreshing direction, some fantastic emotive performances, and generally just some of the best music that the band have put out since the early EP days in 2013-2014. The folk over the Mercury Prize Awards probably had to perform some sort of barbaric ritual or chant in order for us to get great music from Black Midi, Squid, Black Country New Road, Dry Cleaning, Shame, and now Wolf Alice, but honestly was probably worth every goat bone and bit of blood that they had to use. Could be that they're just very talented. Honestly, gonna need to get a whole team together to try and decide between the two. And that's the end of yet another review roundup. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, then please consider dropping a like, maybe even subscribing. And if there's an album you'd like me to cover in the next review roundup, then leave it down in the comments below or hit me up on Twitter or Instagram. I'm always listening, looking out for new stuff. Thank you so much to all the Patreons that are on screen just now. They help me do what I do and have done for over a year now. So as always, I appreciate yous so much, and I appreciate yous that are watching just now as well. Remember, £1 a month gets you early access to every video that I put out, as well as just makes you a pretty cool person. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay safe and stay hydrated. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a homemade explosive resistant jacket that I had to go try out, so catch you later on.